Shalom Akim, all praise and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and in sincerity. And this is Yamarika of the Grand Rapids Camp. Doing this video basically based upon the war and rumors of war that's going on, because we know, like, since the 2nd of January, everybody was excited and happy that Trump then made the mistake of assassinating the top general of Iran, Soleimani, and we know that was an act of war, and it was a big thing to push this the carnal war forward, and of course they still trying to Iran and the rest of the world is really still trying to avoid war. But even though that was a big thing, a huge thing, we still got to remember that, hey, we in this thing till Yahweh Shai comes back, Of course, there's new groups and new camps always popping up all over the place. And there's another camp right now that been popped up that's talking shit, And that's that's only because, and yes, it seems like they came out of nowhere, but it's only because that they think that the end is going to come like in the next couple of months, another 1992 Israelite, and that's really what this video is about, is, don't be a 1992 Israelite or a year 2020 Israelite, and fall out, because the thing about those 1992 Israelites, they thought the end was going to come within the next couple of years, and since they thought that, without reading the scriptures and the prophecies, they fell out. When they expected something and it didn't happen, then they fell out like, oh, this ain't the truth, but they didn't understand the scriptures because it wasn't for them in the first place, So don't get too expectant like the end ain't gonna come tomorrow, because there's still prophecies left to come, left to be fulfilled. And with that said, I'm gonna start off with this scripture here, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Now, so basically, I mean, it says a lot right here, Well, it says a lot in these two scriptures here, First, in this scripture, for yourselves know perfectly the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. In other words, it's gonna come quick, The snap of a finger is gonna come real quick. It's just gonna happen like a thief in the night, and people is gonna be caught off guard with it. There's gonna be no warning. And except for us, we already know, and it's gonna happen just like out of nowhere, just like what Trump did with the assassination of that general. Just gonna come out of nowhere. And then 2, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as a woman in travail with child. Now, as a travail upon a woman with child, it's going to happen because the contractions happen. Like something big will happen, and then it'll calm down. Then the next contraction will happen, and it's going to be longer, and then it'll calm down all the way until the birth, So this thing happened. Now it's going to be a calm for a while, and then something else is going to happen, And that's like the travail upon a woman. So, in other words, this thing was something to escalate, and the next time is going to be worse, and the next time after is going to be worse. But we know that the end is not going to be just yet, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. In other words, it's been tarrying for a long time, but every time something happened, we up on it. And then the next thing that happens is going to be bigger and worse. And then there's another period of calm, you know. So, I mean, it's been like that ever since 9/11. So it's still tarrying, but it's surely going to come. And it's not going to tarry. It's just going to happen, you know. So, just keep waiting, you know, because there is still another major prophecy that has to be fulfilled, you know. This is Isaiah chapter 55 and 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void, because it shall accomplish that which I please, and shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the Lord's word don't come back to him void or empty, you know. I mean, what the word that goeth out shall not return, that goeth forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void. So don't get ahead of yourself. There's still another major prophecy that has to be fulfilled. And that's Revelations 13, starting at 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. The mark of the beast, which we know as that microchip that's coming. And this Revelation 13 and 15 all the way to 13 and 18, it has to be fulfilled. The mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast, and those that don't take it should be killed. Mandatory implementation of the mark. This is a prophecy that has to happen because it's a major prophecy, and it has not happened yet. So we know the end is not yet. Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, Yahushua is talking about, the disciples came to him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And that's happening right now. A lot of people are saying a lot of people come in so-called the name of the Lord, saying that they got the Lord in this place or that place. But it's not true, and shall deceive many. And we know that as mainly Christianity. And a lot of Israelite groups is the same way, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of war. See that ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So this new war and this new rumor of war, the new rumor of the war that's going to happen, which is World War III, because President Trump assassinated Soleimani, the top general of Iran. So that's a rumor of a war. The rumor of World War III is here, And if you want to say we're already at war, yes, we really are. We've been at war for a long time. It started off with the Cold War, which they know as the Information War. And Trump is just pushing buttons to make them go into this hot war, the carnal part of war. But the end is not yet. The end is not just yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Now, as far as all of this goes, the Lord said that these are going to happen. Matter of fact, we might just be in World War III when all this stuff happens. But still, we know the Lord ain't coming back yet because the mark of the beast has not been fulfilled yet. Once this is fulfilled, the mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast, hey, That's all prophecies fulfilled, and the only thing left is for the Lord to come back. So don't get ahead of yourselves, you know. And it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we might just be right in the middle of World War III when this happens, you know. When the mark of the beast is implemented, we might be in the middle of World War III. But we know until until the mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast, the Lord is not going to come back yet, you know. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And all this got to happen, man. All of this has to happen. So right now, with all these things happening with this world, the beginning of World War III, hey, these are all the beginning of sorrows, man. The beginning of all hell breaking loose. Because most likely, in the middle of all hell breaking loose, they're gonna have that idea to implement the mark of the beast, which could come at any time now. The mark of the beast could happen, which is the microchip, could happen at any time now. But you know, this video is just basically just so brothers don't get ahead of themselves. Keep moving with patience and humility and humbleness, you know. Don't be too expectant. Like, oh, the end gonna come in in July. You know, don't be too expectant. Because maybe that's not in the Lord's plan, you know. The mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast has to happen before the Lord comes back. Matter of fact, they shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you. That has to happen. A lot of you Israelites out there gonna be delivered up to prison. You know, what is it? The scriptures say you shall have tribulation 10 days. You know, well, what is it? Matter of fact, let's go there. Revelations chapter 2. Let me see. Verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So this has to happen. You know, they have to start sending the men of the Lord to prison. So they may be afflicted and tested. And some may be put to death. And I don't know if the brothers heard, but they trying to bring, well, Trump is trying to bring the death penalty back again. Even though they say it's political and it's about MS-13, but it's not really about them. It's really about us. So they can put us to death. When all these sorrows start happening, they'll have somebody to blame it on. And guess who they're going to blame? They're going to blame you Israelites out there. I mean, right now, Trump is blaming the Obama administration for Iran attacking those bases. Yes, Trump is blaming the Obama administration for something he just did. I mean, we know how Edomites like to blame Jake for their own fuck-ups. Not saying that Obeezy is a Jake or anything, but I'm saying that the nearest so-called black men, they're going to blame their problems on. And you already know they're on a demonization tactics with you Israelites right now anyway. So when all hell start breaking loose, they're going to have to blame it on somebody. They're not going to take responsibility for their own actions. And most likely it's going to be you Israelites. And be thou faithful unto death, and the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will give thee a crown of life. So, you know, don't get ahead of yourselves. All hell is going to break loose pretty soon. And the mark of the beast is going to happen pretty soon. Lord willing, it'll happen this year. But there's certain things that still has to come to pass before the Lord comes back, like that mark of the beast. And the tribulations that the men of the Lord is going to go through. You know, that some of the men of the Lord is going to go through. There's about to be a major test to happen. And that's pretty soon, man. which is going to be that final test when they deliver you up into prison. You know, our apostles done already went through it, and they passed. You know, that's why the Lord is dealing with them. It's like the apostle said. I mean, every time somebody pop up to come against the apostles, they all, you know, the Lord, you know, send them packing every single time, and the apostles are still out there. You know, and the apostles. When we say apostles, you already know who we're talking about. We're talking about the leaders of Israel, the apostles of Great Millstone. You know. But anyway, like I say, this video is basically so brothers don't get ahead of themselves, man. There's still prophecies that has to come. Don't go thinking that the end is in a few weeks when the prophecy of the mark of the beast hasn't even happened yet. And that's why a whole lot of the 1992 Israelites, a whole lot of them fell out in 2000 because they was expecting the end to happen in 2000, and when it didn't come, that you found out that they really didn't have faith. They was just a bunch of pretenders. Just remember what you in this thing for. You in this thing to death, man. Rather, what is it? Death or deliverance. That's what we in this thing for. No matter when it comes. And that's just, you know, just something. So you brothers that, you know, just keep that in mind. It ain't about the end happening this year, because what if it doesn't happen this year? Even though the second of this year, Esau then made a major event happen, you know, then assassinated somebody, you know, to try to get this war started. But what if the war starts, all hell break loose, and the mark of the beast don't come out until next year? What, you just gonna fall out like a 1992 Israelite because you expecting something that didn't happen? Hey man, just be aware of it, you know. And with that, I hope you Akim out there were edified. All praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to you Akim doing the work in truth and sincerity. Till next time, I say Shalom.